MikeMoneyGMR here, and I decided to do another Let's Show Off video today. Well, since my last one failed yesterday, since I have actually went to bed since then, I thought I would show off this one. And I still haven't got that thing to work, by the way, in case you're wondering. I mean, I played it a little bit after I went to, before I went to sleep, but it still was giving me trouble, so I don't know. Now this is another game by Age Tech and Software, which makes you think that it would do the same exact thing since that other game was made by Age Tech too, but no. And yes, the music for this game is really weird. I can guarantee this type of music is something you've probably never heard of before. Now, like I said, I have been playing some of this game to kind of get an idea of what it is before I explain it to you, because, you know, when I first bought it, I didn't even know much about it except for like a little review thing that I read on it. Other than that, I didn't know much about it. But anyway, I decided to fire this up for today for you guys because Evergrace is an actually pretty good game. Saying that though, I will have to tell you that there is some parts about it that make it kind of terrible too, but we'll go over that in a little bit. So anyway, you got your beginning screen here. You have new game, load game, option, creatures, and item book. Now these creatures and item books here, don't worry about that right now. I didn't even really go into it when I first started out because really there's nothing for you in there right now until you get further into the game. It's kind of like Orphan, where you have the videos and stuff at the beginning that you can watch after you go through the game and all that, you know, once you've loaded your data. I actually do have a load game on here, but my memory card was giving me trouble, so yeah. But I don't want to go into this one because you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. So I'm going to just start a new game as if I was doing a Let's Play of this. But I'm just kind of wanting to show you a little bit about the game. Now, actually, as you can see, you have two characters to choose from. Darius and Charlene. Darius, he's a melee fighter throughout most of the game. I haven't beat the game yet, but that's just from what I've seen from playing with him right now. And Charlene is more, as you saw in the trailer, she's more of a archer and far away fighter. But I'm going to use Darius just for the sake of this show off. Let's see. Performs digital analog settings for the attack button. When analog set the max, pressure level with square. Push left and right for fine tuning. Just so as to provide max attack when specified. Yeah, don't worry about this. Basically, it's just showing you how powerful your attack would be if you hold square all the way down. And yes, it does go all the way up to, well, you can barely tell, but it pretty much goes all the way up to 255. If you just tap it, it'll do small numbers. And you can do attacks like that, but they'll be very, very weak. And so on. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. And I was actually wrong.
Edinburgh. A continent that's home to a few people with strange marks called crests.
I actually need to turn down the TV a little bit.
Cursed mark. When I was young, my parents were killed. That was a tragedy caused by this cursed crest of mine. I swore revenge, and in my rage I swung my sword. I wanted to hide the crest forever with the blood that stained my hands. Burn it away with the flames of anger and hatred. Finally, I found the enemy. I entered the Biliana forest, and suddenly, a huge tree appeared. This was only the beginning.
Now, this scene here would not make any sense if you didn't watch the beginning, trailer thing, because, he does find a tree and all that, but it doesn't really tell you much after that if you go into the game just right away, because you end up here.
Are you okay?
And yes, there is voice acting in this game.
I thought you were dead. Did you have an accident? Why were you lying on the ground like that?
What? Who are you? Some kind of strange bird?
No, I'm human, just like you.
No, she's more like a fairy, like Navi.
My name is Chrysalis.
You're human? You wouldn't be just some weird bird that can talk. So you think you're human?
Believe me, I don't wish to look like this. I was transformed against my will by a demon.
Demon? You expect me to believe that?
Monsters invaded our country. You don't know? You must be from the outside, right?
Outside? Outside of what?
Outside of here. This isn't your world. It's completely different. Have you ever heard of the Rebane Empire?
What about it?
You're in Rebane right now.
I don't believe in such fairy tales.
I'm serious. Just take a look around. There are monsters everywhere.
Where am I? I just don't understand.
I love this dialogue here so much, because, at first he's like, whatever, I'm not listening to you, and then he's like, wait a second, where am I? They always do stuff like that, and movies and stuff, there was a movie I watched called The Forbidden Kingdom, and he does that. He's like, where am I, when he gets transported to this other area. It's so funny.
The Rebane Empire. It's a very troubled country now. You need to be careful.
Now, as you start out here, you can run around and stuff, but what you want to do is you want to turn around and hold R1 to change your camera, by the way. You want to come over here to this sword. And sorry, my analog stick will be messing up a little bit.
You took the sword. Good. I'm so relieved. So you believe me now about the monsters?
I don't know what I think, but I do know that I'm gonna need this.
Okay, now listen. This is a secret, but you should know. That sword is called Palmyra Armaments. It's not a regular sword. It's different.
I know, it's magical. Right out of a fairy tale. It'll make me 100 times stronger.
Wise guy. Think you know everything, huh? I bet you don't know this. Palmyra armaments can be upgraded with Palmyra pieces. It makes an item even more powerful.
Now let me pause here real quick. Palmyra pieces and Palmyra ornaments are what you're going to be using throughout this entire game. There is no level up system. Your character actually never gets any stronger by fighting enemies. There's no experience points, there's no ABS for, it's kind of like an ABS system actually, like in Dark Cloud. Because the Palmyra pieces get used to upgrade your weapons, but you need so many before you can actually upgrade it. And as you upgrade your weapons, you do become stronger. But only through the weapon. It's like, if you're not using that weapon that you just upgraded, you go back to the strength you were before. And you'll find other weapons in this game, especially one really weird one that we'll find if I show you the castle when we get to it. But this game actually is kind of like a grind fest in its beginning to get Palmyra pieces so you can upgrade your first sword that you have here. But don't worry about that, it doesn't take too long.
You'll need a magician's help, though.
Or a shopkeeper's. But we'll go over
And
that.
it still might not do you any good when you fight certain monsters.
And she's right.
There are plenty of monsters, all kinds, all types. You'll find something you can use it on. Give it a try.
Now, our very first sword here.
Okay, I will. If you're telling the truth, I should see plenty of action with this sword.
Your first sword here is a fire elemental sword. Just remember that for now. And most enemies will not be affected by it, like she said. Hit start to go into your menu, and it's going to give you a tutorial. But you can come in here. Don't worry about that, I'll explain it. And you can see all your equipment. You have, hold on. It's freaking out on me because I'm using the control pad. Alright, you have your weapon, your helmet, your armor, your greaves, or leggings, and your accessories, I believe is what this is. For now, all we have is a weapon, so let's go ahead and equip it. Now, as you can see, we are, right now, without the sword, our strength is 97, our stamina is 143, our intelligence is 49, our restitution, I think is what it is 69, and our luck is 370. Now, down below you see that we have an attack and defense with certain weapons. There's swords, hammers, or axes, and spears that you can use in this game. Now, most of the spears look really strange, so I'm just going to tell you that ahead of time. But our unarmed self right now is what he's like. He has no weapon. Uses a hammer attack because it's like, you know, punching something. And we have a attack of 71 with it right now, without a weapon. If we go to weapon, our attack goes up to 115 with it, and so does the attack of other weapons for like later. So like you can actually like, because like you have two types of equipment. You have now and auxiliary. Now will replace your current weapon that you have. For example, he will no longer be unarmed. So for example, like if I do that like this, now he has the sword in his hand. But now auxiliary, we have nothing to put in that right now, and so if we did try to change to auxiliary, chances are we'd be using our fist again. And also you notice that our health went up by switching to the sword as well. So, after you do that, you can get out of this menu. There's some other stuff you can look at if you want. Like for example, you can look at the Palmyra action with your sword. At the beginning of the game, Palmyra actions are really hard to use, especially since you're not that strong at the start. So it's better that you don't use them until you've upgraded your sword at least once. I found this out myself, that's how come I know. For example, if you hit triangle on it, it'll tell you what it is. It says attack from vertical to a spin. Press triangle repeatedly. If I go out of the menu here, I want you to watch my power menu down below. If I hold square, it completely depletes. If I tap square, it just goes down a little bit. If I hold it a little bit harder, it goes even further. You know, it just keeps going further until I like hold it all the way down. Now if I do hit triangle, watch, I think it might hurt my weapon. See, my weapon just went down to 74. Like it won't let me use my action because I don't have it equipped, right? So I can hit L2, hit it, go out of this menu, and now I can use it. But see, it annihilates your power every single time, and it takes a long time to recharge afterwards. And also, it killed my weapon a little bit. So it's kind of, again, it's kind of like in Dark Cloud, where if you overuse your weapon with certain moves, you'll kill it faster than you would if you, you know, try to use a standard sword strike like this. And see, since I hit him with my full strength, it killed him in one hit, and he gave me a bunch of Palmyra ailments. This enemy you want to be very careful of, because if you're not, he will shoot an ice beam at you, and it'll do a lot of damage. So, you might be wondering, where is my health bar? Your health bar is actually your power bar, believe it or not. You can come to this fountain of life and get it refilled. So it's a good idea to just kind of grind around this place, since you can always just come back to that fountain and get healed. First, you want to come over here. And there's a really good reason for coming over here. Because you can find a mushroom. Now, I would not recommend you walking into this water. Mainly because I'm pretty sure if you do walk into the deep water, you will die. Now, I don't know how sure of that I am, but something tells me I wouldn't be surprised if you did. Now, you notice that if I stand still and attack, I do a horizontal attack. If I'm moving towards the enemy, I do a vertical attack. But the problem with vertical attacks is your character, if he hits an enemy and the enemy doesn't get knocked back, they can counterattack you because you're still in the attacking animation. So be very careful about that. Now when you come over, you'll just see like leaves in the water and stuff. You can walk in the shallow end. But like I said, if you take one step into that deep water, I believe you will die. And yes, the game will let you do that. Just like another thing that the game will allow you to do. So if you come over here, there's now this guy here. Now watch what happens when you talk to him.
Are there any more survivors? You're walking on dangerous ground. Go somewhere safe.
What about you? It's dangerous for you too, right?
Yes, but I promised I'd wait here.
Right here?
This is the closest place. If I knew this was going to happen, I would have made it much earlier. It might be too late. Sorry to dump all this on you. It's really not your concern. Besides, I don't even know who you are. Huh? That mark on your hand. You have the crest.
So?
Get away! Ah! The cursed mark!
Now, if you do actually follow after him to see if he's okay, he's gone. But if you do jump off this edge, you will die. Yeah. You can die from falling anywhere back here. And any other place where there's a bottomless pit, you will die instantly. It doesn't throw you back onto like the platform saying, oh, I'm sorry, you just took a little bit of damage, you're okay.
Look at this. Can you tell what it is?
Now, if you walk to the fountain too many times, you will get this.
It appeared out of nowhere when this place was
Sorry,
sealed off.
X. You'll get this dialogue to show what that thing is.
Sealed off? Meaning what? Can't we get out?
You'll see. First you have to go to Castle Roubaix. That's a good place to start.
This isn't some kind of trick, is it?
Get serious. I've got a stake in this too. You don't know anything about this world, including how to get out of it. So if you're wise, you'll listen to me.
Okay, it's a deal. As long as you think you know what you're doing.
Listen up. We'll get along better. Sticking together is the only chance we've got to get out of here. Okay, let's go to Castle Roubaix. There should be a passage to the northeast.
Real fast, I just want to say, I really do like this character though, that's following you around. She's actually pretty nice to you throughout the game so far. Like, you know, she doesn't say if you're ever doing anything wrong or anything like that. She's like, hey, you know, she won't help you in battle or anything. Like, you can't call on her for help like you can Navi. And she won't, like, put a message saying, hey, I need you to listen to me for a second or anything like that. Anyway, these crystal pillars are your save points, and they also are also your shops. You can go to the shop here, but first, I want to show you something. When you save your game, this is what happens. Normally it would be done saving by now, right? No. In this game, every save that you do takes a decent amount of time. And if you hit too many buttons, you can actually get a save error response. And it's kind of funny because I got one while I was messing about and I had to save my game twice because it just wouldn't do it at first. And it'll do that every now and then, but for the most part, you're okay if it does that.
Greetings. Welcome to my shop. Feel free to look over my merchandise.
Now, since you have a mushroom, you can give it to him, and he'll give you your next, you know, purchase off. Like, you can come over here and look at these weapons, and they're all fucking expensive. Like, you might want to get the Majestic Sword at some point. I don't remember what kind of sword it is. I think I looked it up one time just to make sure. You're gonna find a tier blade later on, so you don't want to buy one. You might want to buy this cleaver at some point though. And the serrated blade, I don't know about that. You can come in here.
It's really beat up. You should take better care of it.
And you can fix your weapon. As you can see, it's only 12 right now because it's just barely beat up at all. So we can go ahead and do it, you know. Hold on. I even held that back for you. Now what you want to do is you want to come to upgrade, and you can see how much it'll cost to upgrade it. As you can see, it's going to cost 750, so we don't have enough right now. So we know we have to work up to though. Now you got these creature notes.
You have good eyes. This is very valuable.
Now if you're using a guide for this game,
These notes let you know all about the monsters in Rubain.
you really don't need these,
You can learn
but they're fun to look at just the
about
same.
the monsters here.
Like, see, these are the two enemies that we've run into so far. So let's go ahead and
This one,
pick them
that's
up.
This one, that's a bargain.
And I'll show you what they do in the next screen. But you got the accessories, none of them are useful, so don't worry about them. You got helmets here, don't worry about buying one, you will be able to find one eventually. But I ended up buying this one in my first playthrough, like, you know, as far as I got, because I didn't really, like, I was afraid that I might get killed, and it did kind of help a little bit, so it's up to you if you want to get it or not. The boots, a nice good pair of boots that you can get are these woven boots here, or woven, I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce that. And then another good pair of boots that you can get is the armored boots. Both of these will be really good for you. These will actually affect your, like, I'm sure your luck and all that, so be careful if you do decide to get that. And then you got armor. Flayed skin armor, you're gonna find some in like the 3rd dungeon, so it's up to you if you want to buy it or not. Like, it's a random drop that you can find, so it's better to just wait till then. The absorption armor, I don't really know much about it, and I can't really check without being able to afford it, so I can't tell you much there. Hold on a second. But if you were to have any armor, you could come in here and hit upgrade, but we don't have any yet. And I don't know what color does, so since I haven't really messed with it too much. And like I said, you can talk to him and say, hey, I got a mushroom for you if you want it. But don't do that unless you absolutely have something you're going to purchase, which I don't yet. So we're just going to leave yet for right now. And mushrooms only appear once in the game, like after you pick them up. So you want to be very careful about when you, you know, do something with them. Now, in this game, as you can tell, you can dash, right? But if you do dash everywhere, before you know it, you're going to run out of power, as you can see. Now, you might be wondering, if I'm out of power, does that mean that eventually I'm going to start losing life or anything? To my knowledge, no. You can be out of power forever. It just means that you won't do any damage to enemies when you attack them. See, I did a lot less damage because I didn't have all my power refilled. Like, here, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna knock out my power, and then I'm gonna try attacking him. See, I only did 45 damage. If I was to dash around him and hit him with 0, I would do 1 damage. Like, that's it. I would only do 1 damage. Now, you might be wondering, if you hit X at any time, he'll duck down like he's attempting to pick up something. So, just be careful if you accidentally hit X. Anyway, let's go into our item menu because we have some blue fruit. Blue fruit does something really nice. It allows 5 points to be distributed to strength, stamina, intelligence, restitution, or luck. So, let's go ahead and just put some in these right here. That's what I recommend you do at the start, for like the first one you get. For the second one, let's just put some into luck since we had to, you know, lose some for our sword. And since we're going to be learning a new ability when we upgrade our weapon, let's go ahead and put some intelligence. There you go. Now you can use the mushroom as an item, but it's not a good idea. You want to just hold on to it. Now you can go either way here. You can go this way, or you can go this way. We're going to go this way first, because really going the other way doesn't really get you anywhere in the long run. These guys you want to kill the second you kill them, because they are vicious. They also drop antidotes, so that's good. Where'd the other one go? Oh my god. There we go. Yeah, how I do my attacks is I usually just, like if I think an enemy will die in one good hit, I hit them with that one good hit. If I don't think they will, I just kind of do like a medium hit, or, you know, something like that along those lines. So yeah, anyway, you want to come over here, and there'll be this guy sitting here.
Hey, you! What do you want? Go away. You bother me. We're all going to die. You, me, everybody. You only have a little time left.
Then I need to know this right away. Can I get to Castle Rubain from that cage?
I never thought of that. That's an interesting question. And if you can, you're not thinking of going to the castle, are you?
Well, I was, but...
Yes. I must go.
That's not funny. Don't throw away the little time you have left. Get out of here and hide somewhere safe.
Yeah, anyway, talk to
Have
me
you
again.
seen an old dog? I used to see him often. He seemed to like me. I'm asking you, have you seen a dog?
So he wants you to go look for this dog, and there's a really good reason as to why you should. Because if you find this dog, you'll get something for your troubles. You know, we run out of time, so in the next episode we'll do that, and I'll show you what happens when you do that. So, till then everyone, bye.